Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Aryan Shastogi from Agile Automate. In our last video, we learned all about RAG, what it is, why it matters, and how it works behind the scenes. If you haven't watched that video, I will link in the description. Go watch it first because today we are jumping straight into the building part. Today we are going to take everything we learned and actually build a working RAG agent in n8n. By the end of this video, you will have a live AI agent that can answer questions about your documents. And the best part, no coding required here, just visual workflows in n8n. So let's dive right in. Before that, a quick recap. Before we start building, let me do a quick recap of what we learned last time. Remember, RAG has two main parts, right? Part one, the RAG pipeline. This is where we take our documents and load them into a vector database. The process is chunk your document, embed those chunks into numbers, and then store them in a vector database. Think of this as teaching your AI about your documents. Part 2 is the RAG agent. So this is where the magic happens. Actually querying the data happens here. So when someone asks a question, convert question to numbers, find similar chunks in the database, then AI generates an answer using that context. So the pipeline loads the knowledge and the agent retrieves and uses it. Now, here is what we are building today. We are going to create both of these in n8n.
This is the RAG agent we have built. So as I said in the previously also, that there are two parts to it. One is the RAG pipeline where we are loading the data into the vector database. So this is the one for that. And then there is the second one, which is the RAG agent where we are querying about the data. Okay, so you can see it. This is a chat here. So let me explain you the RAG pipeline first. Okay, so RAG pipeline is firstly chunking. So the document is basically divided into multiple pieces, and then there is embedding. The numbers are assigned, or basically vector coordinates are assigned to that particular piece, and then there is vectorizing where that it is getting stored in the vector database. So if you can see here, so if there are multiple documents uploaded, so this particular thing is to basically separate those documents. So that is, and so that it can be passed on to this one by one. And then this is default data loader, which is where the chunking is getting done. Okay, so you can see here load all input data, and the text is split. Basically it can be simple, split every 1000 characters into 200 character gap. So that is what is happening. And so this is responsible for chunking, and plus we have given here as well that embedding batch size. So after the embedding is done, here it is getting stored into this vector database, and in the embedding also we are giving the model through which we are doing this. OpenAI, we are doing it through OpenAI, and then it's text embedding 3 is small. Okay, so it depends on the kind of documents you have. So accordingly you have to select it. Okay, so that is how the complete process is done. Firstly, it is chunked and divided into pieces, and then it is embedded, and then it is stored into the vector database. So that is RAG pipeline. The second part is RAG agent, where we are basically querying the data. Okay, so the first part is so that particular question, okay, in the chat, that particular question is embedded. Basically the question is assigned the number of vector coordinate, and then that vector coordinate, basically according to vector coordinate, the relevant data is retrieved from the vector database, and then according to the data retrieved, we are the generator, and then it is passed on to the AI model, which generates the answer for that. Okay, so let's go one by one. Okay, so let's firstly query the data. Okay, so let me just give basically let's execute this. So you can see here, let's choose the files. Let me choose the files for this. So we are choosing, let's say, two files, and I'll show the kind of files it is. So we are basically submitting them. Okay, so you can see here what is happening. So these are two files which we have given. So let's see one by one like what happened. Okay, so on form submission, firstly it has gone, it is basically separated into two documents, two separate documents, and it is passed on to it one by one. Then as I said, default data loader, it is divided into chunks, right? And then so you can see one by one, right? So firstly first document, and then the second document is passed on to the default data loader, and then it is embedded. So you can see here it is embedded, and that embedding you can see here, right? So these are the embeddings. Okay, you can see over here. So these are the embeddings, and then these embeddings are basically stored in the vector database. So that is what is happening. Okay, so let me show you maybe the vector database so that you can understand. Okay, so this is the database. I deleted the previous rows. Okay, so these are the rows you can see here. So it is just added here. So you can see here, so we have just to help you understand a little more. So you can see here, so so these are the two files, Vision Tech product manual and the return policy, warranty claims, and those kind. So that is the second document. And if you see here, so Vision Tech related information is being stored, and the embedding is assigned to it. Okay, so then there is metadata that is to help retrieve the information better. Okay, we are not going into that, but if you see overall, it is divided into pieces, that those documents and those particular piece is assigned these embeddings. So it has a lot of numbers, so it's like multi-dimensional. So yes, a lot of numbers are there for a particular piece. So that is part one of it. Okay, now the second part is basically to retrieve the information. That's where a RAG agent turns useful, because now we have stored the our personal data into the vector database. Now we can query anything about the information in those documents, and it will be able to retrieve it uh, quickly and then generate the answer for that. Yeah, so now let's go to the, as I said, let's go to the RAG agent. Okay, so let's see, like now the data is already there in the vector database, and let's see how the data is getting retrieved and how does this whole process work. Okay, so let's say hi, let's write hi, it is checking the model. Okay, I'm agentic AS Pro, how can I help you today? Okay, so let's say uh, okay, so I just bought vision vision tech TV. Can you tell me how to set it up properly? Okay, so now it's getting the information. So you can see here, firstly it has gone checked the memory, then gone to the chat model, then basically it's converted into the embedding. Okay, that particular if you can see, that particular question is basically checked into Vision Tech TV setup guide. That particular query is basically changed into the embedding, and then it has retrieved information from the vector database, and then it has given it to the chat model, which has generated the result. So let's see what kind of result it has generated. So hi, it is Supabase. Here is a quick guy. Connect a power cable on a TV, turn on the TV using the remote control, follow the on-screen setup wizard. Okay, so in the box you should have TV unit, remote control. So all this information is getting retrieved from the vector database, and then it is basically passed on to it. Okay, so let's ask a few more questions. I am facing some issue with my sound system. Can you tell me how to resolve that? So you can see here, first it checks here, then it goes, changes it into the embedding model, and then retrieves the information from the vector database. You can see here, right? If I'm generating sound issues, you can try these steps to troubleshoot. Make sure your TV is not muted and the volume is turned up. Check the audio output settings in the TV menu to confirm it as set up. So all this information, it is basically retrieving from vector database, where all our data from the documents are there, and then it is generating the answer. You can see here like how fast it works, and it's a big document. If they are big documents, still the information is generated so fast, right? So even if they're like 10 or 20 documents, a big document will be able to access the information and then basically get the results. Okay, maybe let me ask any other question. uh, let's say, does my TV, can you tell me what is the warranty for the Vision Tech TV? So it is again going to the same process. Checked in, then go basically put it into the form embedding, get retrieve the information. Okay, and then it comes with a standard warranty that covers manufacturing defects like more than 5 dead pixels, and software warranty does not cover physical damage. Additionally, Vision Tech offers extended warranty plans called Vision Tech Protect Plus, if you need service in home repair. Now let me show you one more thing. Let me show you the information uh, on the document. Okay, so I'm not going to show the document. You can cut this particular part where I'm saying that I'm basically that I'm going to show the document. So okay, so if you can see here that we have added two documents to the vector database through the rack pipeline, and after it is stored in the Supabase, that is our vector database, we can easily, after it is stored in the vector database, that is Supabase here, uh, we can easily retrieve the information and talk through this AI agent and retrieve really the information or the documents really fast. Okay, and you can see like this is not very much complex also, but in case there are a lot of documents, we'll have to add few other things also. But for now, you can create a very easy kind of RAG agent through n8n here. Okay, so yeah, okay, thank you.
Alright, so there you have it, a complete rack system in n8n. Let's recap what we just built. The rack pipeline. It downloads the documents from Google Drive, chunks them into manageable pieces, embeds them using OpenAI, and then stores everything in Supabase vector database. Then the RAG agent. It receives user questions through chat, embeds the question, retrieves relevant chunks from the Supabase, uses AI to generate accurate context-based answers. Pretty powerful, right? Now here is what you should do next. Test it thoroughly. Ask different types of questions, see how it handles the edge cases. Also, you can adjust the settings, play with chunk sizes, number of results retrieved, experiment and see what works the best. The beautiful thing about this setup is once you have built it, you can adapt it for anything. You can build customer support knowledge base, internal HR policy assistant, product documentation Q&A. The pattern stays the same. Just swap out the document. Now, if you have found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to this channel for more n8n automation tutorials. And hey, if you need help optimizing your business operation with tools like ClickUp, n8n automation, AI agents, and proven systems and habits, check out the link in the description to book a call with us at Agile Automate. We help businesses transform their operations, save valuable time and money, and build scalable systems that actually work. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay productive.